Hello, this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling you in since 2002. We're going to be looking at Rock and Roll, Heavy Machine Gunner, the original Heavy Machine Gunner from G.I. Joe, a surfer, beach type of person from California, full of tattoos, and one of the original 13. Rock and Roll is a lot of people's favorite. He's one of the original 13 from 1982. And what they've done here is that they've combined the look of the 1982 figure with the 1989 version. The parts that are from the 1989 version is the beige top, but it has that green accent because the original one was completely green. But he was the only one of the 1982 figures that had sculpted in bullets on him. His bearded face was the same as some of the other guys like Clutch. So what can we say here? He's a bodybuilder, and that we can see directly on him. He's got tattoos all over the place, including Mom over here. There's a Mom tattoo over here. Some people were disappointed that they made him a mix of the 1989 and the 1982 version instead of just green. I think this one looks much better, gives him more individuality also. He is a Joe after all, and after the 1982 guys, very few of them look exactly the same as one another. Of course, you can remove the helmet. It actually is pretty free-flowing, so it doesn't quite stay on. Like it's not stuck on his head deeply, so it's very easy to remove. It's very loose also, and flexible material. But obviously shooting something like this, he would need this helmet to protect his ear from the noise. You can obviously set him up on the ground like this, so he can aim at some opponent. It's got good butterfly, I think so. No, the butterflies are kind of stuck here. I'm not sure if the upper or the bicep is reused from someone else. It could be, yeah, it's actually reused, probably reused. Let's see. No, it's actually not the same one as Outback. You would think it is, but it's not. It's a different one. Now that's amazing. Let's see if the arms are the same. They could be the same, but I'm not sure. The forearm are the same, but that's about it. Wow, okay, so they did give him original toolings. Oops. Outback. Stay put. All right. Put it more in view. Yeah, that's better. Now this face is great. Look at this face. He really looks like people I know. It's kind of funny. With many of the figures in this wave, the gear is made of very cheap plastic, and you can see this with this old style radio that he's got. A walkie-talkie, very, very flimsy. The antenna keeps flexing around. These tend to fall all the time because they're very flimsy compared to what figures used to have in the past. I'm not sure again if they reuse parts from Outback. No. At this point, I don't know which part they use for this guy, if he's completely new tooling or not. It seems so far that many other parts on this guy are new. Cool feature is that you can remove the hand and the bullet wrist watch. Don't lose it. And replace it with one of those. That's so cool. It's very cool. I love this. You can also replace the other hand. Whoops. Nope. There you go. With a fist. It's not in scale though with this guy, so I'm not sure why they gave him this fist. The skin color doesn't even really match. I'll have to double check to see if it doesn't belong to someone else in here. It could be. So maybe it's my mistake. Maybe this extra fist doesn't go with him. It goes with someone else. I've got so many of those fists around. This is an argument for all those people who really want extra fists and extra hands. After a while, you start losing them and you don't know which one goes with whom. Like you could see, the slap here can be removed. Wrist guard, whatever you want to call this thing. Comes with regular pistol. But no knife for rock and roll. So if he does run out of ammo or needs to do some close combat, unlike his buddy here, bazooka, rock and roll is much more useful on the battlefield. He has extra ammo. So there's this thing here that you have to assemble. You can also put this ammo pack on his belt if you want. There's a spot here to put it, or you can leave it on the machine gun. If you do remove it, you can put this one instead. But I'm not sure exactly how it goes. I haven't had a chance to look. Maybe it goes this way. Yeah. Okay, I see. So you give him a fanny pack. This. and then you would put these guys in there, or something like that. It's a bit cumbersome if you ask me, so I prefer putting the smaller one and keep this, wrap it around him. I don't know if there's a room, it can be wrapped somehow. There you go. Bullets. Now I'm going to remove this hand. Always very careful not to break them. There's even some painting on the helmet, like the Hang 10. Now, of course, what you want to do with rock and roll is put him on the ground like this. And have him aim I could have done a better job here. Articulation. Like I mentioned, the head moves pretty well down, so on. The helmet is very loose, like I mentioned, so it might get in the way. The butterflies are not that good on this guy. I mean, they do work, but yeah. You can't raise the arms too much. Well, on this one, I guess you can. But this one, oh, yes, okay, it was just stuck. He has pinless elbows, double elbow articulation, swivels at the bicep, wrist articulation, the inside for this one, and the up and down for that side. So that's very good. Ab crunch. With a ratchet, just like most Joes, you can hula hoop a bit. Double knee articulation, and they're pinless, obviously. I don't want to force them too much as usual. I'm always afraid I'm going to break these guys, so one of them, well, the bottom ones are still stuck. Drop down hips, which I dislike. So funny that a feature that was such a welcome thing at first is now something many of us don't want to have anymore. Okay. It's good. I like rock and roll a lot. What a nice figure. Wow. Swivel, the boots, and you can bend their ankles and pivot them a bit. It's actually quite generous, a pivot. Yeah. Which means you can put him on terrain like this and he'll sit. He'll be very put. The weapon is very gummy. Yeah. In terms of height, let's see. In the old, well, the website that is no more, the G.I. Joe website that is no more, he was not as tall as people like Gung Ho or Roadblock. I believe he was even 5'11". And I can see, yeah, he is more 5'11" here. And since Stalker is also 5'11", yeah, I would say he's even taller than Stalker. So he might be 6. Put the beret on. Nope, won't fit on him. So, this is Rock and Roll. Another great figure from the G.I. Joe Classified line. I don't have to tell you to go get this figure. I think everybody's gonna go get this figure. It's one of the best ones so far. So, this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin. Like and subscribe. And filling you in since 2002.